Good morning,
Good morning, Vyom beta.
ma'am. Can you wait for 1 minute?
I'm waiting. Don't worry. I'll take attendance and then we start with the class, right? Let everyone come in. Still, they are coming. We have Harshit also now in the class joining us. Fine. Ready with the books, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Let us,
Yes, ma'am.
I think only one last question was left, isn't it? Right, children? Only one last question was left, a detailed one.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Then Ishi, what was left? Discussing of exercises.
Ma'am, we were on 10 to 20 words, third one.
Right. 10 to 20. 10 to 20, third one, right? Okay. First of all, your attendance. What is the date today? Date today, do you know?
Ma'am, 21.
21.
Ma'am, 21st of December.
Okay. Any significance of this date?
Ma'am, the longest day of the year.
Longest day or night?
Shortest day of the year. Shortest day.
Very good. Yes, very good class.
Man, this is winter solstice.
Winter solstice. Very good, Saksham. Very good, children. So today is the shortest day and the longest night will be there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. ये छोटा छोटा brainstorming होना चाहिए ना हम लोग के साथ, so that we keep revising what we have learned earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Ahana is there?
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Okay. Aradhya,
Present, ma'am.
Arush, not there. Abhishri,
Present,
yes.
ma'am.
Akshita is not there. Then Anshika Yadav,
Present, ma'am.
Anvesha Vesh, not yet joined. Then Aryan Gangwar, yes.
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Atharva Verma, not there. Just now he has joined. Okay, Atharv. Then Avantika, yes, she's there. Ayushi Nimesh,
Present, ma'am.
yes. Bhavya, not there. Gurleen, not there. Harshit Obroy,
Ma'am, present, ma'am.
Ishi,
Good
Present,
morning, ma'am.
ma'am.
Good morning.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I have joined late.
Hi.
Ma'am, Athar Verma.
I have marked you present, beta. Don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jay Kanojia,
Present, ma'am.
Divyansh.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have after Divyansh is Kartikeya Saxena. Is Kartikeya there? Is Kartikeya there in the class? No. Then Kinjal, Khyati. Kinjal, Khyati, no one is there. Mihika, yes.
Present, ma'am.
Paurush is there. Pratyush,
Ma'am, Parush present, ma'am.
yes. Pratyush is also present. Purvi not there. Saksham is
Ma'am,
present.
Parush is present.
Present, ma'am.
Paurush is present, beta. Yes. Saksham is present. Shagun Mittal,
Present, ma'am.
Shambhavi, Shashank. Shashank is there? No. Shivansh is there. Shreya Gupta not there. Shreya is there.
Present, ma'am.
Yes. Taran has joined, I believe. Taran has joined. Utkarsh Gangwar. Vishesh Raghuvanshi.
present.
Yes. Vyom Saxena. Yes, Vishesh
Ma'am,
is present.
ma'am, we
Vyom
also
Sharma.
Present,
Sharma is present.
Present, ma'am.
Vyom Sharma is also present.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anvesha is present. I have marked. Okay, both Vyom are present. And what about Yashika? Is she there? No, she's not there. Let it be. Fine. Okay.
Ma'am, you know, ma'am,
What
that,
bit?
ma'am, Indian cricket team has created history.
Beta, your voice is not there.
Ma'am, I am saying that Indian cricket team has created the history.
How? I don't know. Tell.
Ma'am, in 88 years,
Hmm.
in test cricket matches,
हाँ.
मैम इस बार ऐसा हुआ है कि
Hmm.
कोई टीम 36 पे ऑल आउट हो.
अरे बाप रे, really?
Ma'am, they have the lowest score in Indian cricket history.
My
Yes,
God.
ma'am.
Not the-
36.
But see, we cannot blame the players. No reason being, uh, we cannot always expect them to be superheroes. We cannot expect them to hit runs every time. There may be, some reasons why this happened.
Ma'am,
Right?
I thought there will be a great history they have made.
Exactly. Same here.
Ma'am, they got allowed on 39. Ma'am, no one can score 10 runs also.
This is really very strange. Chalo, never mind. Maybe next time they hit more score and win hearts of people by scoring high, not letting the country down, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo, theek
Ma'am,
hai.
Australia, ma'am, have a strong team.
Australia,
Ma'am, Australia is also a strong team.
Australia has always been a strong team. Beta. Even our team, even Indian team is also very strong. We cannot say that they are not very strong. They are very strong. Now, people have started taking cricket seriously. Earlier, they were not taking it seriously. But now they have started
Ma'am,
taking it seriously. Yes, beta.
my mother was saying, ma'am, means in 80s, 80s, 70s, ma'am, during that time, 60s, 70s, and 80s, ma'am, West Indies was the best team.
अच्छा. दोबारा बोलो बेटा.
Ma'am, West Indies was the best team in cricket earlier.
हाँ.
Yes, ma'am. At that time, they won two first World Cups. Ma'am, and they were legends in that team.
Exactly. You are right. You are right. I agree. When I was a school child, I used to watch, matches along with my father. My father was very fond of watching matches and all, especially when it was India playing with any of the teams in the world.
Ma'am, India versus Pakistan.
That was always a high.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
may I tell an incident?
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes.
not an incident. Ma'am, my mother used to tell, मैम जब
Tell.
हम क्रिकेट
Used
देखते
to
थे तो
tell.
इंडिया रोज ही मैम यूज्ड टू टेल दैट मैम इंडिया तो रोज ही हारी पड़ी होती थी
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. हमने
मैम
कहा ना,
शी
देखो, हाँ वो हो सकता है, वो बात आप सही कह रहे हो, होता होगा. रीजन बीइंग कि हमने जैसे अभी बोला, हर समय हर चीज हर कोई अच्छा नहीं कर पाता है ना. समटाइम्स इट सो हैपेंस कि भाई कभी अच्छा हो गया, कभी नहीं हुआ, है ना. तो इनिशियली क्रिकेट को बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं दी जाती थी बेटा हमारे कंट्री में. कि तो ग्रेजुअली जो है पीपल स्टार्टेड हैविंग पैशन फॉर क्रिकेट. आप आज की डेट में देखो, एवरी चाइल्ड वांट्स टू गो इन क्रिकेट ओनली. देयर आर हार्डली चिल्ड्रन दोज हु ऑप्ट फॉर अदर गेम्स. अगर आप पूछो, अगर 50 बच्चे खड़े होंगे, आप उन 50 में से पूछोगे, तो ऑलमोस्ट आई थिंक 30-35 विल टेल यू कि भाई क्रिकेट हम खेलेंगे. Others will say some other games, but then most of them they say this only, कि they are fond of
Yes,
cricket.
ma'am.
they want to. Yes, beta Athar.
Ma'am, in the starting two World Cups, ma'am, India has won only one match.
There was time when India से nobody used to expect कि भाई ये वर्ल्ड कप में जाके खेल भी पाएंगे सही से कि नहीं. But slowly slowly वो जो भ्रम होते हैं, myths होते हैं, टूटते हैं ना वो. चलिए, let us come back to the chapter. Ishi told me we are on 10 to 20 words. Third question. When was the Widow Remarriage Act passed? Right? This one only, no, Ishi?
Oh, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, are you doing the 9th one or the 8th one?
Sorry, 8th one. Sorry. 8th one we are doing, sorry. When was the Indian Universities Act passed?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, may I?
The universities.
Ma'am, may I? Ma'am, may I?
may I
Somebody is saying already, telling the answer. Let that person answer.
Ma'am,
The Indian
1904.
Universities Act was passed in 1904.
Ma'am,
Very good, Shivansh.
1900.
It was passed in 1904. Very good.
Ma'am,
No, please,
1904.
ma'am, please tell the
Yes.
answer of first question only.
First question answer is in the true false second statement. The motive behind the introduction of English education in India was to raise a class which was Indian in color but English in taste. Got it, Saksham?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Then second is, who established the Sanskrit college? Anvesha, can you tell?
Jonathan Duncan.
Huh?
Ma'am, may I tell?
Jonathan.
Jonathan Duncan. Jonathan Duncan. Very good. Jonathan Duncan. Those who have joined late, can they tell their names, please?
ma'am I have rejoined from my laptop now
Ma'am,
Ma'am
DUNC.
Taranjot.
Ma'am Karthikeyan.
Ma'am, Delhi. Ma'am, Arshit.
Arshita has joined the class?
Yes.
Fine, very good. Very good. Who else? Fine. Beta, whenever you join little late, I don't mind joining you're joining late, but then you need to tell me that, ma'am, I have joined. Good morning, and so that I can mark you present, okay? Fine.
Ma'am, what is the spelling of Duncan?
Okay, ma'am.
Duncan.
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 Okay, ma'am.
Fine. Next question. Harshit, can you tell?
Ma'am,
May I?
Okay, yes, Saksham, tell.
Ma'am,
yes ma'am
the Indian Universities Act was passed in 1904.
ये तो हो गया, अभी तो हुआ था ये. Next question. Two reasons why the British chose to neglect the education of the masses.
Ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Mihika, then Ahana, okay? Mihika and then Ahana. First reason Mihika will give, second Ahana.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, they thought, ma'am, they think of at least, ma'am, the two reasons are, ma'am, first they thought that educated Indians may become threat to them, and second, they showed very little interest in the promotion of education in India.
Very good. Ahana, any different answer?
Yes, ma'am, I have one point which is different.
Yes, tell.
Ma'am, that they were not concerned with the educational development of Indians, as they were primarily came here to exploit the country and to rule India.
Very good. This can be the second point. Very good.
Ma'am, may I
But here they are
tell
Ma'am,
one
talking
can
more
you
about.
tell
point?
the
But
page number?
Yes, ma'am. Can you
they
tell
are
the
talking.
page number?
Ma'am, I have written
Mika,
this point on my own.
and
Ma'am,
Mika, you have also written it like that.
ma'am, I have taken first point from page number 55 and second
Hmm.
point I have made on my own.
This is what. So you can also write like Mihika, right? What she has written. Mika, repeat the answer slowly so that others can write. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
Hmm.
first point, the East India Company showed very little interest in the promotion of education in India. Second, they feared that educated Indians may become threat to them.
Ma'am, please repeat it again.
Ma'am, please repeat the second
Hmm.
point.
Okay, Mihika, second point slowly.
They feared that education, educated Indians may become threat to them.
Ma'am, may I tell one more point?
Yes, Pratyush, tell beta.
Ma'am, they thought that modern education would destroy the faith of the Indians in their religion and they would follow Christianity.
This we can give, but then हाँ ठीक है. This can also be a valid point. बेटा आप लोग ये भी लिख लो. प्रत्युष, dictate it slowly so that others can write.
Ma'am, it is on page number 56, first paragraph, Christian missionaries, fourth
Okay,
last line.
fine. Please mark everybody. Yes, Ahana, you can write.
Can I tell the next answer?
Yes, Harshit, you can tell.
Ma'am, ma'am, question is what was the main focus of the commission? Ma'am, ma'am, it is important to tell that, ma'am, under whom this, ma'am, commission, ma'am, took, ma'am, that William Wilson Hunter.
No, you have to simply tell that what was the main focus of the Hunter Commission. That's it. Nothing
Okay,
else.
ma'am. Ma'am, this commission was appointed by government to review the progress of education in country since the Woods Dispatch of 1854. The Hunter Commission mostly confined its recommendations to primary and secondary education. The next two decades saw rapid growth and expansion of secondary and collegiate education with the participation of Indians. Universities were set up
Wait,
like
Harshit.
Ma'am, this is very long.
Lahore.
Harshit, this is a short answer, 10 to 20 words. You just have to write what
Ma'am,
was the main focus of Hunter Commission.
so we can only write that, ma'am, till secondary education.
Ma'am, that
Ah,
he,
yes, yes.
ma'am, this commission was appointed by government in 1882 to review the education, to review the progress of education in the country since the wood this batch of 1854. The Hunter Commission mostly confined its recommendations to primary and secondary education.
हम ये लिख सकते हैं simple words में that the Hunter Commission focused on the primary and secondary education, which was appointed in the year Hunter Commission कब आया था हमारे उसमें
1882.
in the 1882, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. Nothing else. हाँ.
Ma'am, please
Understood?
repeat.
हाँ. The main focus of Hunter Commission was on the primary and secondary education, which came in 1882.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ठीक है, चलिए, that's it.
And we can write one more thing that which had so far been neglected, ma'am, the secondary and the primary education.
हाँ, you can write that the main focus of the Hunter Commission was the primary and the secondary education that was neglected for quite a long time.
Ma'am,
Right?
it is written in recap, ma'am. My fifth point.
The Hunter Commission of 1882-83 mostly confined its recommendations to primary and secondary education, which had so far been neglected. We can write this point as well. As it
Okay,
is this statement, you can write. Okay, class?
Yes,
very good, Parush.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope all have marked.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. Now coming to the next question, 50 to 70. Aradhe will tell the answer.
Ma'am, I'll read the question first.
First you read the question and then tell, okay?
How was education imparted by the traditional Indian education system?
Yes, this is the question. Answer you will tell, no?
Ma'am, I'm searching for the answer.
Okay, fine. Anybody who knows the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, may
Ma'am,
I?
may I tell?
Ma'am, may I
Avantika,
tell?
Avantika,
Ma'am, may I tell?
Avantika.
Ma'am,
Okay,
may
ma'am.
I?
Let Avantika tell, okay?
Ma'am.
Let Avantika tell. Avantika.
Ma'am, before the British rule,
Yes, keep telling.
Before the British rule, education in India was imparted through a network of elementary schools, pathshalas and maktabs and madrasas. However, the courses were based on the old texts like the Vedas and their commentaries, which had not kept pace with the changes in the world.
Very good. This you need to write in points, right, class?
Okay.
Will you be able to do that? Or shall I do it for you?
And we can do.
And we can do.
Fine. So Aradhe will tell me the points how he is going to write, okay? Tell the answer in points.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine?
Yes, ma'am. The first point will be, ma'am, that the education before the British was very old fashioned and it had not kept up with the time.
Okay.
And ma'am, the second and third point will be that, ma'am, could be that we can write how the education was imparted in pathshalas, madrasas, and ma'am, all were old fashioned and nothing was, ma'am, up to date.
What we can write is, first point we can write that before you are going to write about the what do you call, you'll write the question like the education imparted by the traditional Indian education system was quite different, right? Then you will write the first point. Before the British rule, education in India was imparted through a network of elementary schools, right? Namely pathshalas, maktabs and madrasas. This will be your first point. Second point will be the courses were based on the old texts like the Vedas and their commentaries, which had not kept pace with the changes in the world. Only 2 points with an introduction, right? Is that clear and understood, class?
And ma'am,
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
may I say
Yes,
something?
Aradhe?
Ma'am, in the last, ma'am, not a point, but ma'am, we can write in paragraph form that the Indian system of education transformed in many ways
In
under.
many ways under the company rule. Very good. This can be the closing paragraph or the closing sentence for the answer, that the Indian system of education transformed in many ways under the company rule. Very good. So this whole paragraph into 2 points plus the initial line will be the introduction, and the last line of the same paragraph will be the concluding line. Okay.
Both of them.
Chaliye, very good. Now the next question. Pratyush,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell the second question and answer also?
Yes,
Fine. Then give, then give.
write a short note on the scheme of basic education.
Yes. Do you know?
Varda scheme of education. First point, Mahatma Gandhi and Indi the Indian National Congress thought that Western education had created a gulf between the educated few and the masses.
Um,
Congress organized a national conference on education in October. Third point, in light of the Varda scheme of basic education, the Zakir Hussain committee formulated a detailed national scheme for basic education.
Am I am unable to
yes.
understand?
हाँ,
Fourth,
कोई नहीं, कोई. हाँ, बोलो बोलो, carry on, Pratyush.
the main principle behind this scheme was learning through activity. It
Fine.
was based,
Uh, No, no, no.
it was
Only this much.
based on Gandhian published in a series of
अच्छा, चलो ठीक है. इसको हम थोड़ा सा modify करते हैं बच्चे, right? Yes, Anvesha wants to say something. Anybody else for the same answer?
Ma'am, he told right.
Yes. He has told the correct answer. So I am repeating what all he has told you, right? You can underline. I'll be reading from page 57. First point you can write that Western education had created a gulf between the educated few and the masses, according to Gandhiji and the Indian National Congress. Written? Marked
Ma'am,
class?
please repeat
Ma'am,
another
can't
one.
we write the simple line?
नहीं, ऐसे लिखो.
Ma'am,
बेटा बेटा आंसर्स को लिखने का there is a way. Sorry. There is always a way of writing answers. We cannot quote everything that is given in the book as it is. You need to modify that, right?
Okay, ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes, Aparush?
ma'am, I want to ask that, ma'am, ma'am, this English education, ma'am, the Western education was, ma'am, very important for all the Indians, ma'am.
Yes, of course, beta. We should know about the, see, Western education was all about, what was it all about? It was all about, science, experiments. So we should always keep a pace with the time. Whatever new comes into, practice, it should always be practiced.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, Fine. So your first point will be Western education had created a gulf between the educated few and the masses, according to Mahatma Gandhi and the Indian National Congress. Then second point, and on a national conference was organized by Congress in October 1937 in Wardha. Right? Written this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, uh, in the light of the Wardha scheme of basic education, the Zakir Hussain Committee formulated a detailed national scheme for basic education. This will be your third point. Fourth point would be the main principle behind the scheme was learning through activity, which was based on the Gandhian ideas. Full stop, answer over. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Garam kariye.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts, class? All clear and understood?
Yes, ma'am. No doubts, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good. Can I have Shagun repeating the whole answer for me again? Shagun, are you there?
May I repeat?
चलो इसी चलो आप रिपीट कर दो बेटा थैंक यू आपका
First point, Mahatma Gandhi. No, first point, the Western education had created a gulf between the educated few and the masses, according to Mahatma Gandhi and the Indian National Congress. Second point, a national conference was organized by Congress on education in October 1937 in Wardha. Third point, in light of the Wardha scheme of basic education, the Zakir Hussain Committee formulated a detailed national scheme for basic education. Fourth point, the main principle behind this scheme was learning through activity, which was based on Mahatma Gandhian ideas.
very good Ishi which was based on Gandhian ideas full stop answer over any problems in this answer
No, ma'am.
very
No,
good
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
let us move to the third question what was the significance of the Charter Act of 1813 who will tell this answer any anybody who is going to answer
Ma'am, may I try?
Ma'am, may I tell?
let
Mm,
Ishi volunteered first right Ishi then Pratyush
Yes,
okay
ma'am.
Ishi tell
Ma'am, the answer is page number 56. Change in British policy. The first step towards the educational development of India was taken by the British rules after the Charter Act of 1813.
it
This
is
act,
rulers Ishi rulers
yes, ma'am. This
British rulers
act sanctioned at least 1 lakh rupees for education. Charles Grant is considered to be the father of modern education as it was because of his efforts that the Charter Act of 1813 came into force. However, the Charter Act had failed to clearly state what should be the medium of instruction, English or Indian languages.
हाँ ठीक है प्रत्युष आप ट्राई करोगे
Ma'am, may I try?
प्रत्युष चलो ठीक है शिवांश आप करो बेटा
Ma'am, first point. After the Charter Act of 1813,
The first step towards the educational development of India was taken by the British rulers. The Charter Act of 1813 sanctioned at least 1 lakh rupees for education. Charles Grant is considered to be father of
Yes, speak up, बोलो शिवांश बेटा.
Charles Grant is considered to be the father of modern education, as it was because his efforts that the Charter Act of 1813 came into force. The charter failed to clearly state that what should be medium of instruction, English or Indian languages. It was also ambiguous about the means of expanding English education or India, or whether education should be given to all or a selected few.
Very good, but then they are simply asking about the let me significance of the Charter Act of 1830. So what we can write is there is a great significance of Charter Act of 1830 as it introduced educational development in the country by the British rulers. Then you can write that this act came into being in 1813 and sanctioned 1 lakh rupees for education. And Charles Grant was the person who made efforts to bring this charter into practice.
Ma'am, can I ask one thing?
Yes, Vyo.
Ma'am, from 1 lakh rupees, they established a school or they...
No, these 1 lakh rupees were for the education part, not for the establishing of the schools, but for, for the books, for giving them books, for segregating. Like initially, initially when the education, when the British, did an inquiry into the education system of the country, they realized that a child of 14 years and a child of 7 years, both were sitting in one same class and were being taught by the same teacher, same subject. So that way they felt that this was not the right way of imparting education. So they initially they made segregations, that there should be a system of age based education. Not everyone should sit in one class, same age group should sit in separate room, so that the education that is imparted in a systematic way.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Okay.
Ma'am,
class is over.
Class is over? Okay.
Ma'am, it's 9:11.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.